Hello and welcome back to my ASMR channel, JB ASMR. That's me. Welcome to my safe space channel where you can be yourself defiantly, respectfully, and no one can tell you you're wrong because I'm in charge. And I just wanted to tell you really quick what my role plays are going to be. So, in lieu of a preview, I'm doing a little cranial nerve type doctor, a little doctor role play first because that's my most viewed video. So go check out my cranial nerve exam. I just poked at something and I have no idea how to do it in video link. So maybe I could put it, could probably link it in the caption. Anyway, sometimes my videos post without a caption and a title, so I have to go in and fix it as soon as it posts. Moving on. Starting with the doctor. Then we're moving to a longer, beefier, we'll see how fast I go, makeup, like styling you and generally queer-eyeing you, making you refreshed. That's second because that was my first video and it also has a lot of views, and Josie B put it on one of her playlists, their playlists. I don't remember. I know they added they them pronouns. I don't know if they're still okay with she, so I guess I should have checked. Then I'm going to do a perfume consultant. That's kind of like an addition to the styling you, but I thought it was separate enough, like it'll take a long time, so I thought it should be separate. And then I'm gonna also do a little info dump of some like berries and things from my little new foraging berry book. And then I was gonna just film a little outro for the ending. So here we go. I hope you enjoy, and I think I might do a little cut. Do you mind when I get up and grab something and I take my headphones out and go grab something? I don't want to bother you. That's the main thing. I want you to feel as relaxed as possible. I just don't like cuts in videos personally, especially a lot of cuts, because I find them hard to pay attention to. They don't feel continuous. They feel like I keep restarting the video. So I don't know, maybe for a couple fast role plays I should do like a restart and then we're back. Okay, restart. Hello. You're here for a little examination. Good thing I already have my glove. My glove. So going to examine you now. Are you prepared to be examined? No? Good. I love it when they're unprepared. Yes, so let me see. Oh, my glove's ripped? Nah, that doesn't matter. You don't care about that. Let me see the texture of your eyeballs. It's kind of strange. Something I haven't seen before. Do you even have eyelids? Snakes are the ones that don't have eyelids? Interesting. To each their own. Oh, and you had your tongue split. Okay. I didn't say ah. You just like saying ah. Okay, that's good. Can you follow the light? Can you follow the light for me? No, this one's not bright enough. Okay, that's fine. I'll show you a brighter light. How about that? Show you a brighter light. Can you follow this light? follow this light. That didn't challenge you? How many eyes do you have? I should count. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 34 eyeballs. Like I said, whatever floats your boat, whether it's peanut butter or pea soup. I'm just gonna check your ears a little bit. I thought I was gonna check your ears a little bit. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. It doesn't really want to. Doesn't want to turn on. I don't want to break my nail. Okay. Well, I'm gonna check your ears in the dark. Darkly check your ears. There's nothing wrong with darkness. Darkness can be good, especially when you're sleeping. Who wants to sleep in the brightness on? So maybe it's relaxing. Maybe it's more relaxing to check your ears in the dark. You know, I'm seeing a lot of mic fuzz and general furriness, so we might have to come back through and tweeze these ears a little bit, because this is like, I can't even see if there's any earwax, you know what I mean? So then I want you to just count the pen clicks, okay? Right. Yeah. Was that hard or easy for you? Well, it depends how much attention you were paying, obviously, but it doesn't really matter either way. I'm just curious because, you know, never dealt with a 34-eyed snake before. So if you have so many eyes, I wonder, are snakes colorblind? Probably depends on the snake, huh? Like, some evolutionary. So many questions have arisen already. I'm gonna write down. Excuse me, I just. So sorry. That's so unprofessional. Do snakes? Question mark. Have eyelids? See color. Snake eyes. That's a term to do with dice, right? When you roll 2 1s, it's called snake eyes, I think. Anyway, so I've got this slug. I want you to tell me really quickly, what color is that? No, it's not pink. Can you tell me what color that is? Purple? Okay, you got that. What about that one? Yellow. Good. Next to it? Blue. Okay. And then let's try this one. Orange. Okay. And then last color. No, it's not green. I just did green first. You forgot. Okay. So you're red-green colorblind. My friend Teddy is red-green colorblind. You don't care about my friend Teddy? Right, I'm your doctor, not your friend. That's the third role play. Okay. I'm sorry. I cracked myself up. I gotta stop making jokes for myself while I'm filming because then you're not gonna. Okay. I didn't say filming. Right, okay. Fourth wall. Back up. And then I'm just gonna go back through and check your ears for some of that hair, because some of that hair is really, really in there. All the way in there. Did you apply the hair to your ears? Like a hair serum, hair growing magic serum? I didn't know they made those still. I thought that was like from the age of cartoons. You may ask, when is the age of cartoons? I may answer, I don't know, and I just made it up. I was kind of going for a weird, what's the Goodnight Moon's, like a rather strange cranial nerve exam. It was kind of supposed to be like that. Did I? Fourth wall's back down. How'd I do? I wonder. Okay, I was gonna go for like 10 minutes each, but I'm already finished with this one, and the makeup one might take a little longer, so let's move on. Onward. Hi! Hey, what's up? It's nice to see you again. Are you really going out to dinner like that, though? No, you wanted me to do your makeup? Oh, that's so sweet. Okay, so, but you did your skincare. Okay, and you're wearing sunscreen. Did you primer? No, just sunscreen? That's fine. That'll do. Okay. Here, before we get started, I just want to put your hair up so we can, get a better look at your face. Okay, so there you go. How's that? Not too tight? Yeah, it's kind of a really old headband, so should be nice and loose. It's kind of really hot in here. It's kind of really hot. Do you mind if I go turn the AC up? Are you warm? Yeah, I'm warm. I'm gonna go turn the AC up. Be right back. Okay. That's better. That's a little bit better. It's just really hot today, you know what I'm saying? It's been really hot out and no respite, so I'm just gonna deal with that. And then, you came with sunscreen, so don't have to worry about that. I'm just gonna go ahead and start with your eyeshadow. Check out this palette I got. It's from Violet Boss, and it's their little Care Bear palette. Sorry, my hands are a little bit shaky. Look, okay, wait. That was a bad reveal. Let's try it like this. Look at the colors. Oh, that's my TV. Look at the pretty, pretty colors. The pretty, pretty colors. Yes. You can see them in the mirror, obviously. Not the pan. So, were you thinking I could do the greens and blues with maybe a little bit of yellow, or I could do a pinky red with there's brown and purple, brown and purple and yellow. That would be really pretty, especially on your skin tone. That would be really pretty. Yeah, let's look. These two browns and those two purples, and then there's the gold, kind of a yellow gold. How's that sound? Okay, so I'm just gonna do some of the I'm gonna start with probably the Tender Heart Bear, this dark brown. I'm gonna start with a little bit of that and just do it in the outer corners of your eye, like that. And then the Share Bear, the lighter purple, I'm gonna put on the inside, kind of going up closer to like up here, and blending it all the way up. And then I think I'll do the surprise bear underneath your eye. This like shiny dark purple. Yeah, that looks great with the shimmer. And then I can put the brown, the kind of tan shimmer. Oh, that's beautiful. It's kind of more bronzy than I expected. I don't know if you can see how, you kind of can't see how bronzy it is. It's really beautiful in the light though. I'll put that on your lid, like the lower part of your lid, close to your eye, closer to your eye. I'm gonna really pack it on there. Grab some more. So it's super pigmented. Okay. And then honestly, your eyeshadow looks great. I don't have to blend it very much because these colors are super, like they blend right away when I apply them. So definitely recommend this palette if you are looking for a new one, my friend. And then now that I've done your eyeshadow, I'm gonna do some eyeliner. Check out my little makeup bag. These lips. It's from I can't remember. It's a Beanie Baby. It's a Beanie Baby purse. Yeah, it's the tag. Isn't that adorable? And its name is Smooches. Smooches the purse. Smooches the purse. Because of the lips. And then so I'll grab my eyeliner here. This is Kokie Professional Precise Longwear Liquid Eyeliner. It's not the freshest of products, but it still works like a dream. It's like it's kind of like a dupe of the Kat Von D. A little waterier, but it goes on kind of the same. So I'm just gonna be careful. Okay, line the top of your eye, and then okay, line the bottom of your eye. Yeah. Sorry, it just makes me a little bit tense. You know, like poking around on someone's eye. You should see me when I do mascara. It's gonna be hilarious. Okay. Oh, yeah. No, that's not working. I can't do it left-handed. Okay. This is the hard part when it comes to doing makeup on somebody else. This is why I don't often do makeup on other people, and I'm really actually questioning your decision to come here without your makeup done. I don't know how to do this eye with this hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I don't even know how I do it on myself. So I guess I'm just gonna. Oh, okay, I kind of messed that up. That was not so bad. Okay. Line the bottom of this. Not so bad. Not so bad. Not so bad. Okay. Oh my gosh, I have so much left to do. This is gonna take forever. Alright, put this back in my bag. I don't know what I'm doing. Quickly apply some mascara. This is Lancome. I didn't grab my fancy stuff. Okay. And then blink, 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 blink. Yeah. Okay. Actually, you don't really need to blink for the bottom ones. Let me just blink, blink, blink. Okay. Mascara is applied. Might do a second layer. We'll let that dry and see how it goes. And then I'm gonna do. I have blush contour highlight, a very light contour. I don't believe in a caked up contour, you know what I'm saying? At least not for everyday life. Not for me. So I'm just not gonna do it for you. So give me your cheesy smile. Blush, 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 blush. And your nose a little bit. On your nose. That looks good. That looks great. This is Ilia. Love these blush sticks. Just beautiful. Actually, the contour I have is a different shade of blush. That's why I said it's very light contour, very light contour. I don't believe in like a deep, dark contrast to your skin. It's just not my style. It looks great on some people, not me. My cheeks are too cheeky. But here I'm just gonna slice up your cheek like that. Slice. And then I'm gonna slice. Okay. Just need a little bit of that. And I'm gonna blend it out. I didn't blend the blush yet either. I blend them at the same time because I think they kind of smooth together in the best way. So I'm just going to make sure there's nothing on the, oh, there was some highlight. There was some highlight on the brush. I could have used my handy dandy towel, but I didn't. There's a lot of highlight on this brush. Okay, I'm glad I cleaned it. Now my hand is shiny. I'm gonna blend, 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 doesn't work. Blend, 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 blend up your contour, blend up your contour, blend up your contour. Does it feel even? Touch it. Does it feel even, or do you feel the spots that your nose? Okay. Does it feel sticky anywhere? Nice and blend, nice and sunken. Give it a couple palm taps if it feels sticky. Just kind of tap off the excess. It works, I swear. Okay, and then I have a highlight somewhere. Oh, I took it out already. So this is a ancient highlight from Nomad. I probably should have thrown it away, but pressed powders, that's not scary compared to something with a liquid in it. You know, you throw those away. This is a nice kind of champagne-y pink almost highlight. Rosé champagne. Bubbles rosé. And then I'm just gonna and up and above your eye a little bit towards your brows. And here, let me grab a little my thingy here. Get the tip of your nose and like your Cupid's bow. How's that? How's that? Yes? No? Maybe so? How do we feel? I guess you don't know what you look like. You know, tough titties. You'll find out. You'll see a mirror. You know, I'm almost done. I'm almost done. I have like 6 things left to do. 6 things? It's already at 13 minutes. So this is by far going to be the longest of the role plays, and I'm very sorry about that, but I'm also not sorry at all. Bag noises. I'm going to start with the CoverGirl. Sorry, I kind of zoned out there for just like a brief second. I'm going to start with this CoverGirl clean, fresh tinted lip balm with hyaluronic acid, because I don't believe in lipstick necessarily. Well, believe in is the wrong word. I don't like using lipstick. I don't like using lipstick that much because it dries my lips out usually, and I just don't like the flaky feeling. So here goes tinted lip balm. I used it earlier today, so there's kind of some lip liner on it. I'm sorry. I should probably have cleaned it up before you saw the video. Anyway, you know, I'm gonna put on, we're gonna be gay. We're gonna be really gay about it. I'm gonna put on the same products that you put on. So, you don't need much. I know I just put on a lot, but you don't need much. Just kind of a nice pink tint to go with your purpley. Pink and purple always go together. So, and then I was supposed to do yellow on your eyes. I just remembered. Let me fix it before we move on. Okay. I can do it on the inner corner. That's perfect. I did not mean to just flip you off. That's the finger I'm gonna use because it's the shortest one. I did not mean to just flip you off. I'm so sorry. That was a complete accident. Okay, just give me your. Okay. Like that. Gloss has been applied. How do you feel? Glossed up, shoddy? Yes, no, maybe so. Yes. Okay. I like it. I'm glad. Oh. And I'm moving the camera. Oh. Okay. Lip color gloss. I'm going to take that headband off of you. Come here. Got that headband back. And then, oh, no, inner corner, before I forget, yellow. Okay, so here we go. We need more. How, here. Do you feel like a phone? Okay, good. I'm now going to do your hair a little bit. Do your hair, since I kind of messed it up with the headband. So, come here. I'm just going to... I have a little headband, it's not a headband, little hair tie and a big hair tie. Would you rather, I mean, I don't know, which one do you think would fit your hair better? People have different thicknesses of the hair, you know, different amounts of hair. You don't want the big one, you want half up, half down with this little one. Okay, works for me. So I'm just going to take some hair and wrap around. Okay. Wrap around that top part. That should be. Mess with your head a little bit. That should be good in terms of like a pullback, but I think you deserve some clippies like me. Like mine. I kind of combine those. So I have all different colors for you to choose from. All different colors of clippies. I have red, orange, yellow, neon yellow, green, teal, blue, purple, and pink, and also this kind of like pearlescent, fluorescent, greenish, minty kind of color. Definitely the most gentle color, but I can do a combo. I can do all of them. Just let me know what you want. Just let me know what you want. Just let me know what you want. You would like the pearlescent one I was talking about. And to go with your makeup, you were thinking like the yellow and the purple. And then maybe the pink. We'll put the pink on if we like it. Okay. Those are really cute together. Yeah. I like that combination. So it goes with your hair. So I'm just gonna do, everybody loves a hair matching moment. Just gonna do the purple one around. Illusion is broken. Start again. I'm gonna do the purple one around here, and the yellow one around somewhere there, like that. And then the green one, greenish pearlescent one, I'm gonna do that. Let's see, maybe over here, maybe over on this side, like that. Clippies. And then one last thing. This is a double length roleplay. I tried to go fast and I failed epically, but you know, it was beefier. I have all these stickers options. Oh my gosh, like a ton of stickers options. You have no idea, like you wouldn't believe. So there are these little pink shiny hearts. And we have more pink shiny hearts that are also in smaller sizes and a darker pink color is available on this sheet. And then I have big silver hearts, and little silver dots. And then some ancient Claire's stick-on earrings, but they don't really stay on my ears so much as my ears aren't pierced. Side note. I use them as facial stickers because obviously they're skin safe. So how do we feel about any of those options? Because these are like, there's little bunnies, there's little butterflies, there's little flowers. I actually have some unicorns that I haven't used. So flowers, hearts, stars, squares, all kinds of options in there. You want some of these original pink hearts and also some from these? Sure. I can do you want one of each or two of each? Like, or one on one side, one on the other? Yeah, I can do that. Okay. So, I'm gonna grab this. And I'm gonna try to get it on my thumb such that I can just stick that on there. Okay. And then this one. Grab right there. Okay, how's that look? Oh, mirror. Just look later. Just look later. Why look now when you could look later? You know what? Now that I put that pink sticker on there, just before I'm done, I'm gonna stick in the pink clippy. Stick in the pink clippy. Stick it in right. Damn it, I did it again. It was so good. That's such a good trick. I pass it up here, and I take it around town and bring it to, okay. And I'm gonna clip it right up there. Clippies. You look so pretty. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna pass you off to my next me that's gonna do the perfume consultant. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay. Thank you so much for sticking around through this one, if you did. Oh my gosh. Okay, bye. You smell like a customer. Yes, you do. You smell like a customer. Okay. I am going to consult you today on some prefabricated Ellis Brooklyn scents. You may have seen them in my perfume collection video, but today we will be addressing them in terms of you and your personality and which one suits you, which one suits you, which one suits you. So, I'm going to tell you about the first scent, which is called Super Amber, and it contains no real ambergris. It is vegan, completely vegan amber source, and it smells just like the name says. Amber is the main and kind of only note. It's very much like if vanilla and leather were both soapy and subtle. Subtle, soapy, vanilla, leather. That's about all I can say about the smell of amber. It's in a little white capped bottle with a red print, but to me the scent is, well, unfortunately the name amber kind of suggests the color, but it is the color that the name suggests. It smells very yellow, brown, almost kind of a very pale yellow or brown, like a creamy, lightened yellow or brown, but nothing dark about this other than its lack of complexity, maybe. That kind of leaves it one note. But it's good for anyone who likes books, or good for anyone who... I'm trying to think of what else amber goes with in my head. Amber goes with, again, if you were wearing anything vanilla-y, tobacco, leather, oud, a lot of notes that go with amber. Like a guitarist, I think of wearing as an ambery scent. Just had a sense memory. Almost. It was really strange. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about me. This is an eau de parfum, so it'll be nice and strong. I think all of these are eau de parfums, but I'll check. So that's the first one. I talked for so long about the first one. No, I'm going to speed up. Okay. Sci-Fi by Ellis Brooklyn is green tea is the main note. It smells like a hotel soap, like hotel shampoo and lotion, and the little line that they give you that's all one scent, kind of like a lemongrass smell, but gentler, but also sour. It's got a really bright sour note from the tea. And there's some other smells that went in there, but I don't remember. I'm only gonna remember their main notes probably. I wear it when I want to smell very non-binary. Like, it's a very like guy named Sock ass perfume. It's not typical at all. Not masculine, not feminine, alien. It's got its own, sci-fi is the right name. Myth is next. Oh, and it smells green because of the green tea. It smells very green. Like a bright neon green. So next, after sci-fi, if I can get it out of the container, is Myth, which actually my friend owns, the bigger size. Myth smells like skin. It smells like your pillow when you wake up. It smells like kind of a gentle lily musk type, very, very subtle, but also almost sweet and creamy also. Kind of creamy like the amber was, but in a silkier way. So I love Myth. It goes with a lot that I wear. Like the Glossier U. It's kind of like their answer to, or I don't know which came first, but it's kind of like Ellis Brooklyn's version of Glossier U. I've had several skin scented perfumes over the years and they never fail to impress me. This next one is called Salt, and it smells beachy, very beachy. It smells like beach air without the fish. It smells kind of like a salt spray for your hair, like a hair product, but I don't mind that hair producty smell because I like the smell of most of my curly hair products. This next one is probably my personal favorite. I forgot to say what all the personality types are for those last three. Sci-fi is for people, well, yes, I talked about the non-binary thing because it's not a gendered perfume. Okay. Myth is for people who don't like upsetting their friends with asthma. I crack myself up. I really do. Salt is good for people who are on vacation. I'm just going to tell you how I wear them instead of naming stereotypes because I can't tell you stereotypes about scents. I don't know what scents people wear. I need to do more research before I can make such statements. I don't like being wrong. I don't like being wrong. So this next one is called Sweet. So there's salt and then there's sweet. I love it. Main notes are pear, orris, and marshmallow, which I think they mean like marshmallow root, not like fakey marshmallow. But honestly, it's kind of hard to say because it's just got a really nice, well-rounded, sugary, but not cloying scent, and I love it so much. I'm actually gonna put some on myself right now because it smells so good. You had to see my reaction. That is good for people who smile at children instead of making scary faces. This is the one I think should be named Sweet, honestly. I think that last one should be named something like Princess, or like I don't know, something that has the flair of sweetness without, because this one is just sweeter smelling to me, so I don't understand why it's called Bee. I know it's called Bee because one of the main notes is honey candy, and it smells like honeycomb candy. So it's just got this really, it's also got like cocoa and like a rum or something type note. I forget. It's very gourmand, very sugary, actually a little cloying for me. So I actually have a hair product that smells kind of like it as well, kind of like salt. So those are the two that I avoid unless I want to smell like I just went to the salon. But I'm sure it would work on someone with kind of a muskier, natural scent, because I smell naturally like... What would I smell like? I smell like, unless I'm nervous and upset, my sweat is very neutral. I'm not a stinky guy in any particular direction. So I take on scents kind of exactly how they smell in the bottle, at least how they smell to me. I don't normally notice a big change. But for someone whose skin chemistry often warps a perfume into more of their smell, I bet that one would suit you a lot better, because it would settle nicely on your skin, whereas it just kind of, on mine, it would, like, I don't know if you can tell what I mean by this, that someone muskier, you would balance the perfume better. I don't know if that... So if you naturally sweat a lot, try a stronger perfume. Not on some European don't wash yourself stuff, like ye old perfume instead of bathing. But like, seriously, your body chemistry works differently person to person, how you react to the chemicals in the perfume and how your skin displays them, kind of. It's like how different people react to different weeds differently. As in garden weeds. Definitely not strains. Anyway, that was B. So next we have one of my personal least favorites, because I don't like the main note. This is West. I'm gonna be honest. I spray this on myself. I think I smell like orange juice. Like straight up like a glass of orange juice. Same terpenes going on. Esters, whatever, so I forget. Terpenes and esters. I have to look that up. Making my notes during my ASMR filming. It's great. So West smells very, very, very citrusy. Kind of like the peel and the juice and the seeds crushed all combined. I've never smelled a crushed seed, but I imagine it smells strong. You know what I'm saying? It's just too much for me. Too orangey. I don't like orange. But for anyone who likes that type of, that specific sour citrus, that was probably a dream come true for you. So, that could work for someone other than me. This one, again, not a fan, personally, but it's got potential. It's called Sunfruit, and I think it smells like a cactus. It smells very tequila almost like to me, which I don't like tequila either. Don't like orange, don't like tequila. Wasn't that like a drink? It's orange tequila. Doesn't have a name. Screwdriver. Screwdriver, is that orange block? One more thing I need to look up. Okay, so this one smells very desert cactus. The name suggests correctly. I forget what the exact notes are, but it's just not my thing. I think fig was the main one, but it must be a really specific fig smell that they got, because it doesn't smell like real figs to me. It smells almost like a lip balmy type smell, which I don't love in a perfume. So hopefully we'll find a use for it. But so far it's looking like this might be my least favorite of the... It would be good for anyone who goes to festivals. Like, if you... Lollapalooza... what's those? They have names. What's that really big one? Burning Man. You know, the cat just jumped up on the couch. That's what you just heard, the jingle. If you go to one of those festivals, you could wear Sunfruit all day at that and you would smell like you fit in. That would be appropriate. I don't like crowds that large on principle. So, oh, and he's walking into the video. Okay, perfume consultant plus cat friend. So, you know. Yeah, I don't know about this last one either, specifically for the time of year, because at least when I'm posting this, it's July, last I checked. So, at least in Ohio, it's not cold out at all. It's very warm. And this one is very wintry in nature. It's called Après. I don't know what that means anymore. I took French for 4 years and I absolutely bombed it because my teacher sucked. We talked. Never mind. I'm not even getting into it. Après is it's kind of a piney smell. Pine, juniper, cedar, very at the evergreens family. I think it's juniper that specifically is in it. And then what were the other notes? Nope, only ever gonna remember just the one note. But it's a beautiful scent. It's just not seasonally appropriate. So maybe if you're watching this like 5-6 months from now, if you want to pick that one, that would make sense. But it's not July appropriate, that's for sure, which is why the bottle is still almost full. But I love this smell and I want to buy the travel size of it for the winter. Like, it's really, really nice in terms of walking around and smelling like a tree. In terms of walking around and smelling like a tree. So what are we thinking of these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cents. Damn. You want to combine some? You're speaking my language. Okay. My personal favorite combination from this that I've worn is you can tell by their emptiness of the bottles, is the amber and the sweet. I use the amber kind of like a base and the sweet on top. Or you could do like salt and myth. That would be a really nice combo. If you're feeling really edgy and you like the idea of smelling like a cactus, sunfruit might go with sci-fi. In concept, that makes sense in my head. Any of these standing out to you? You want to try myth and salt? Okay. That is great because I think these go on anybody. So hold out your... Okay. This is the last section of the perfume consultancy. I'm going to advise you how to wear your perfumes. Okay. Here, under your, like, your favorite place to get a hickey on your neck, that's the perfect spot for your... that's not age appropriate. Why did I say that? Your most ticklish spot on your neck. Let's try that again. Your most ticklish spot on your neck would probably be the best spot for your neck perfume. And you can also take it all the way down to, like, you know, where there's like a little hollow in your collarbone. That's a good spot to kind of well it up in there and smear it down the middle of your chest a little bit. Because all behind your ear, that's a good spot. Let me think. I always spray it on my wrist first because I think that's the most standard spot to perfume yourself, and then you can just, you're right there to smell it. But then I go from wrist to wrist, and with this wrist I go to the inner corner of my elbow, and this wrist I go to the inner corner of the other elbow. Or if I'm feeling really spicy, I spray it on this wrist and this elbow, and I do wrist to wrist of the elbow. Not a lot of people can do elbow to elbow apparently because I'm hypermobile and that like is like a special thing, but I would say in general spraying less is good for more people because you never know who has asthma around you. you don't want to go overboard with any of your perfumes in public, especially a luxury perfume. There's no point in going overboard because it's already stronger and longer lasting than something like a Bath & Body Works spray, like a body mist. Body mists are good for your pillow and your clothes and maybe your hair, but there's no point spraying that on your skin like a perfume. It will not stick. It will just disappear. So don't, adjust your expectations a little bit if you're not dealing with perfumes. So go ahead and stick out. Are you going home after this? Do you want to smell strong or do you want to smell subtle? Okay, out your wrists. I'll just do one on each. There you go, and then rub them together, okay? And then you take it from here, you rub it behind your ears in the same spot. Unless you want to be, again, like either rub it in cross section to make it subtle or spray in lots of places to give yourself a really strong aura of scent, kind of surround you in a cloud. The one spot two spots you can add perfume to that are a little bit less important to me, but excuse me, sorry, I still use them sometimes, are my shoulders / like shoulder down to pit area almost, versus and also inside the back of your knee. But that's only really important if you're going somewhere you really want to smell strong. Like both of those are very over the top choices. You don't need to do that on your everyday application of a perfume. So I think your perfume consultancy has come to a close, and it also was a double long role play. I can't believe I took that long describing all of those scents. That's actually really embarrassing. So again, if you're still here, I love you to death. That was the cat, not me, obviously. He's probably really hungry. So yeah, he's trying to lead me upstairs to go feed him. I might go do that in between filming. I'll be back to ramble about berries. That is next. So if you want to stick around. I meant to. Hello, friend. How are you? I'm doing pretty good. I was just reading this book about wild berries and fruits. Yeah, wild berries and fruits. And I just wanted to let you know some information about wild berries and fruits because I'm getting really excited about it and kind of worried that I'm going to forget. So I'm gonna tell it to you so that I learn it faster, and that way maybe so you don't have to worry about remembering any of it. It's for me, okay? So just listen, relax. In fact, I have this little friend I was gonna give you. He doesn't have a name, so if you want to name him, this is one of the more fancy plushies I own. It's handmade and heavily weighted. So if you want to give him a little toss around, here's your little friend, and you can think about what he should be named. And then I was just gonna tell you that that a fruit is specifically the part of a plant that ripens and disperses seeds, but that's also like pea pods and wheat heads and nuts and stuff. We're talking about like fleshy, juicy seed-bearing structures, but that's not what all fruits are. So generally there's a couple types of fruits that we're going to talk about, and berries are the most prominent. It's a simple fleshy fruit containing one or more ovule-bearing structures, each with one or more seeds. So if you don't know what an ovule is, that's fine. I do. I have a chart right here. Just listen, okay? So it's an ovule containing fruit with one or more seeds, and the seed coating is relatively soft. So grapes, currants, gooseberries, blueberries, those are all actual berries. So are bananas and avocados are berries. And then I guess they're botanical berries. But then there's something called a drupe. It could also be called a drupe. Is sometimes called a stone fruit. I am allergic to most drupes. Anyone that's really, any cherry, peach, apricot, nectarine, all those stone fruits I can't eat. It's really sad. But that's anyone that's got a soft flesh with a stone hard pit in the middle. Plums, olives, or autumn olives, whatever that means, and choke cherries are all pitted fruits. And then compound drupes are one seed, and then let me think. What? Hey, don't walk on that. Compound drupes are like red raspberries and blackberries. So they've got multiple little drupes, each containing a seed around, but they're from a single flower. Okay, he is kind of in the way. But then that's gross. Cat hair on my lip gloss. Then there's multiple fruits, which include something like mulberries, figs, pineapples, where it's a single fruit formed from multiple flowers that grow together in a cluster. So it starts as many and becomes one. So it's kind of different from the one flower, one fruit with lots of seeds thing. And then a palm is a pseudocarp, a simple fruit with flesh developed from the flower stalk rather than the ovary. And then in palms, the receptacle surrounds the ovary, and the seeds are contained in the carpel, which becomes papery. So apples, palms are... Stop it. Stop that. He's being insane. I'm so sorry. Stop. Stop being insane. He's being crazy. So apples and crab apples and hawthorns and service berries and mountain ash are all types of palms. I guess I didn't. Another type of pseudocarp is the strawberry, which is not a berry, as I thought. And then there's pepos, berry-like fruits with a tough rind, like melons and gourds. And then, stop it. He's being so crazy. Capsules are dry, non-fleshy fruits, and they're not really fruity. And then cones are cones are fruits, like pine cones and juniper cones. Some cones look berry-like, so they can be. Juniper is the berry is a cone. I'm having trouble processing this right now. But I've gotten through some of the fruit types. So now I'm going to tell you about wow, there's a whole ripening calendar for these certain wild fruits. That's for which ones are edible. So the edible ones in this book are gooseberries, serviceberries, black raspberries, strawberries, red and white mulberries, blueberries, stewberries, black huckleberries, sweet, sour, and mahaleb cherries. Can't eat those, not edible for me. Red raspberries, currants, crab apples, fragrant sumac. I love sumac. We'll get to that. Blackberries, mock strawberries, one of my favorites. Goji berries, may apples, also a favorite of mine, although I've never tried it. I just love looking for them. Black cherry, peach, pin cherry, so many fruits I can't eat. Purple flowering raspberry, I've never heard of that. I'm actually gonna go read about that. Common elderberry, sand cherry, bunchberry, wild plum, yellow passion flower, crowned cherry, common choke cherry, hawthorn, and smooth staghorn and winged sumac. Because there's different types of everything. That's a lot of edible fruits. Oh my gosh, that's not nearly all of them. Oh my gosh, there's a whole nother list. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Here we go. Prickly pear, bastard toad flax. That should not be a real name for a fruit. Bastard toad flax? That sounds so made up. Bastard toad flax. Starry false Solomon seal, common pear, maypop, wild grapes / muscadine, apples, high bush cranberries, common juniper, Russian olive, calorie pear, hobble bush, mountain ash, partridge berry, chokeberry, yellow mandarin, deerberry, white rod, don't know how to it's a W-I-T-H-E, white, pawpaw, I love pawpaws, autumn olive, don't know what an autumn olive is, I gotta look that up. Rose hips, love rose hips. Black haw, nanny berry, never heard of that. Japanese barberry, northern spice bush, hackberry / sugarberry, and then black gum, farkleberry, and cranberry, wintergreen, and persimmon. Oh my gosh, so that's all the edible fruits in the book. And then they've got how to use the book section and all this information, and then there's a sample page that shows you like what all of this means, so you don't have to be confused when you read it, in case you're like 5 and you're reading it, you know, because a 5-year-old could pick up any book, you never know. Wood poppy. Okay, so I'm gonna look through for the, okay, I have to look at this. Bastard toad flax is a small, erect, native perennial. Green drupes, long reddish crown at the end. Fruits seem large in proportion to the plant. Long stemlets, slightly oily texture. Ew. What do they taste like? It doesn't say at all what they taste like. Oh my gosh, I have to list of things I'm looking up. Bastard toad flax. That's hilarious. Yeah, maypops are regular passion flower fruits. Gooseberries I don't like. Wild cucumber is not edible. Princess tree, common pear. Pawpaws, I love pawpaws. He is on another level right now. I don't know why he's so crazy. I wish I could stop him from being so crazy, but unfortunately I can't. Sorry. Pawpaws taste kind of like a pineapple, mango, banana, custardy fruit. They're really weird and really good, and they're native to Ohio, which is really cool. This cat is driving me crazy. I'm gonna dismiss him briefly. No. You are done. You're done. No. No, window open is a bad idea. There are sounds and they are coming from outdoors. Okay, not my best idea. I'm gonna use him to keep the book open. Not my best idea yet. Okay. Well, he stopped being crazy down here, so got what I wanted. Mayapple, mandrake. Mandrakes are mayapples? What? Mandrakes are mayapples? No, wait. This is mind blowing right now. I did not know this. Unripe mayapples are very toxic, but once they're yellow, they're probably one of the most delicious things ever. I don't know. I've always wanted to try it. Of course, some call it air potato. Bittersweet is a fruit. Strawberries. Yummy. Strawberries are quite delicious. Mock strawberries on page 90. Those are the ones we have in our yard. They are like rounder and flatter, and they don't taste like much. They taste kind of watery. Watery. But I don't mind that. I think they taste okay. This book says they taste bad, but they are apparently originally from Asia, which I had no idea. I always thought they were native, so it's kind of sad. Kind of grows in a vine-like fashion. It's a ground cover, and I like those a lot. Let's go to the sumac. Let's find some reds. Or actually, I was also going to talk about the climbing nightshade, which is this one that looks like it's got kind of tomatoey looking berries with purple and yellow flowers. Very toxic. Stay away. Just wanted to mention that because it's in my backyard as well, and I have to be careful. He always looks so tasty, and then I just know that it's not. Purple flowering raspberry. I was gonna look that up. It's never thorny. Large fragrant pink flowers. Wrinkled maple leaves. Compound drupe. Red raspberries are compound leaves. Thimbleberries are very similar, but their flowers are white, and they're mostly in western states. Interesting. It actually grows around here, so I have a chance of finding it. I hope I do. It looks kind of like the dwarf red raspberry, but different. Interesting. And then, where's the... Rose hips, Canada yew, barberry, coralberry, red barberry, bush honeysuckles. These are the ones I always see. Not edible. Okay. Chokecherry, wildberry, autumn olive. These look like... It's considered invasive in some areas. The entire plant has a silvery appearance. I guess I've seen this before. It kind of looks like the honeysuckle, but different. Where's the sumac? Mulberries, crab apples, American wild plum, goose plum, foreign dogwood, hawthorns. Sumac. Okay, this is the last one. Smooth sumac and staghorn sumac are both on this section. They look like this. Those are those big red berries that you see sometimes on like the side of the highway and stuff like that. They're really they grow in kind of brushy places sometimes, and it's spice. It's an edible spice. It's not a fruit like you don't eat it fruity, like you eat it dried, and on like it's kind of lemony taste without the citrus flavor. It's just kind of a cool sour flavor that you've never had before, and you can make lemonade with it because obviously it's got that tang, And then you just have to be careful because obviously there are species of sumac that are poisonous, but their berries are white and they hang. They don't stand upright like these do. So apparently there's edible sumacs that have hanging red berries, but I wouldn't touch those because I would be scared that, I mean, even if they're not white, I would just be scared if they're hanging. So just be aware that yeah. Okay, I'm really exhausted of talking about fruit. Okay, I'm going to end this now, in this section, and the next section will be a little outro for you. Fourth wall moments broken completely. Did you make it? Are you still here? Oh, hairs on my lips multiple times. Okay, I'm gonna make this as speedy as possible. I wrote down what I wanted to say. Wrote down what I wanted to say in my outro, and I've used 30% of my battery since I started filming. That's really impressive. Okay. So first of all, more than anything else, thank you. Thank you so much for actually being here and watching my video. Especially thank you if you like, comment, add to a playlist, share with a friend that also watches ASMR, subscribe as a, not a courtesy to me, but like out of respect of what, if you're here watching the outro and you don't subscribe, I'm going to be thoroughly confused, you know what I mean? Because didn't you enjoy the video? Where else are you still here? I don't mean that rudely at all. I'm just saying it's logical at this point. If you liked it enough, you should definitely check out my next ones because I get better every time. That's what somebody commented once, and because honestly I started ASMR very casually and I didn't really care about the quality of it somewhat, and it's just gotten more and more exciting to try harder and harder. So I've got big things planned, big things someday. I hope I continue making ASMR for many years to come. So he's okay. Now it doesn't matter what the cat does because this isn't to be relaxing anymore. This is just to address my audience. 35% of you are 35.8% of you are subscribed of my regular viewers, at least I think over the past month, or maybe that's all time, I forget. But that means 64.2% of you are not, which is most of you. So it's not illogical, it makes perfect sense in my head, but I would like it to change. So that's that on thank yous. 2, do you guys have any ideas? Any suggestions? Any favorite things going on in the videos? I brought back the vape with the no nick. I hope that's good for y'all. Hope it's not triggering or anything, especially because I talked about the fact that it's not nicotine. I hope that's not scary. I try to do a lot of hand sounds. I liked trying to keep up with the, I wasn't great at it, but I was trying to keep up with the microphone on both sides and like taking advantage of the binaural audios. And then, what was the other thing I was thinking about? Oh, do you guys mind the white noise in the background? Do you need, I can turn it down a little bit here while I'm talking to you at the end. I think it's nice because every time I watch ASMR, I'm trying to like create a sound environment, and whether that's, he's licking a bag. I'm sorry if you hear a crinkle. Stop! Shh. He doesn't listen to me. No. What are you? Oh my gosh. He was trying to eat a label. He was trying to eat a label we made on the label maker. Anyway. Ideas, suggestions, favorite things. The white noise I like personally, but if you hate it vehemently, just let me know, and I'll try to. He's playing with his ladybug now. He's not you. Okay, I was trying to play with him, but no, he's just crazy. And then last thing, very last thing, and then I'll let you go to sleep, go watch something else or something. You should go follow my Instagram, which is at I am. Stop attacking things that are not toys. I know you're hungry. I know you're crazy. He wants to play with me. He wants my attention. I think that's why he's going crazy. Anyway, I am simply SIMPLY. I'm simply not NOT a girl with 5 R's. I'm simply not a girl. I'm simply not a girl. It's a great account. I may or may not be shadow banned. You should follow me. I post about my ASMR videos too. I update on my story when they're posting, so if you want reminders and you use Instagram, that would be a great way to keep up with me. And then there's also my other YouTube that I just started. If you're interested in that, it's to do with my music. I make music. I only posted 1 video so far, but I'm going to post a lot more because I make a lot of songs and I need somewhere to post them. So it's J Clicka. That's my name, by the way. It's J Clicka, K-L-I-K-A, J Clicka Songbook on YouTube. That's my ad. And the first video is called I Love the Attic, if you find it. So I like that song a lot. It's kind of rough at the beginning. You need to like give it a moment to warm up, but that's how, I mean, we just kind of play it on the fly. We don't necessarily rehearse, so it doesn't sound rehearsed, you know what I mean? That's pretty much all I have to say. I'm so happy that I filmed this, and now I have to edit it and upload it, which is gonna take so long. But it's fine because it's worth it for you guys, and I love you so much. And I hope you like my makeup, and my hair, and my dress, and I got caught on the mic, and I need to feed my cat or he's going to kill me.